Good morning, sports bettors. How we doing? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, recording this early Sunday morning, November 27th. Here to give you some last-minute player props to lock in for the 1 p.m. Eastern early NFL betting slate. So, not going to waste any time. We can get right into it. The first play that I absolutely love this play. I think this is an awesome play. We're looking at Mike Waite over 2.5 rushing yards, plus 105 at bet 365. So this is a rare player prop that I would put 1.5 units on because the value on this one is so good. And we can chat about why I think that. So the no vig odds price this at about minus 109, right? Minus 109 and some change. We can round down to minus 109. The bet is at plus 105 at bet 365. So right off the bat, we're going from a bet based on the no vig odds that OddsJam calculates. And these no vig odds are pulled from the sharpest sports books in the world in terms of pricing odds, right? OddsJam back-tested betting opportunities determined over the length of time historically what sports books do the best job at pricing odds, and then remove the vig from those sharp sports books using a weighted average to give us the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. That's exactly what you see here in these no vig odds. Minus 109. So minus 109 means that the no vig odds that OddsJam calculates, the OddsJam perfect line is what we'll call it from now on, think that this bet is going to hit more often than not, right? The no vig odds, or the OddsJam perfect line, whatever, price this basically at a 52% win percentage. All odds have an inherent win percentage associated with them. So this 52.18% just comes from the OddsJam perfect line. Plus 105, those odds, and if you want to learn what win percentage certain odds dictate, you just go to the odds converter and probability calculator, type in the odds, plus 105. If I'm betting 1,000 plays at plus 105, I only need to hit roughly 48.78% of the time in order to break even. Any number in which I win above 48.78%, I will be profitable. So 49%, I'll make money. 50%. I'll make money. Well, this bet, according to the OddsJam perfect line, is going to hit 52% of over 52% of the time. So the fact that we are getting a play that is going to hit more often than not, 4+ money for plus 105, that is a great play right off the bat. But the main reason why I think that this play is worth 1.5 units, look at every other sports book and what they price this market at, right? You can ignore Underdog because they're a DFS site. They have the same odds for everything. But every sports book that prices this play has it as the heavily favored outcome, has the Mike Waite over rushing yards as the heavily favored outcome, except for bet 365. Pinnacle, sharpest sports book in the world, minus 128, the under at minus 104, heavily favoring the over. DraftKings does a really good job with player props. The over's priced at minus 125, the under at minus 105, heavily favoring the over. And then the other three books as well, minus 130, minus 130, minus 129. And then if you view the event page in a new tab, it just pulls up where every sports book is pricing his rushing yards at. So as we can see, it's only one other book, but the other book that prices the Mike Waite rushing yards has it at 3.5 as opposed to 2.5. Now, we're taking an over, so keep in mind, we're taking an over 2.5. So that 1 yard is literally like 33% difference, right? Between 2.5 to 3.5. If you're just looking at what the yards are priced at, going from 2 to 3, literally a third difference. So it's a huge deal, the fact that other books, well, just one book in this case, has it priced above this 2.5 number, and we're getting it for plus money. So that's just an insane line, incredibly good line. Mike Waite, plus 105, over 2.5 rushing yards, worth bet 1.5 units on this one, which is rare for a player prop. So the next one that I really like here in the Bengals versus Titans game, how about Ryan Tannehill under 28.5 passing attempts? So this play is at minus 110 at Betfred. The OddsJam perfect line prices this at minus 120. So it equates to a profit margin. I guess I should mention that for this one. The profit margin of about 7% is really good. So for every $100 bet on this one, you could figure to make $7, which is actually pretty high for an EV play. And just remember that if you're discouraged by it only being $7, just keep in mind it's one bet, and this bet will be realized at 4 p.m. Eastern today, essentially, or at 2 if he goes over this early. So keep in mind that positive expected value betting, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a profitable, it's placing profitable bets over the course of time. So this next one, this Ryan Tannehill one, profit margin of 4.28%. I would recommend putting 1 unit on this one. So for me, that would be $100. So I basically just put $150 on this one. So my profit margin, we can just call it 10%, even though it's a little bit higher than that, or $10, excuse me, $10 on this one, $4.28 on this one. With 2 bets, I've just made $15. And another reason why I like this one, just look at the other books compared to the Betfred line. No book has it. Looks like the closest is Bet365 at -115. But other than that, -139, -130, -158 on Pinnacle. And then we have 2. This actually would be a good prize picks play as well, the under passing attempts. If you can get, this would be a good 5-pick flex, specifically on prize picks. Wouldn't be profitable on underdog or any other non-5 leg on prize picks, but good one there as well because the implied odds at -119. But this is my second player prop, Ryan Tannehill, under 28.5 passing attempts. Another one that I like here, and this is also a good one. So then this is probably going to be confusing, but in this case, the over and the under is actually a good play. And the reason why, it's just based on the odds. That's all we're looking at here is the odds. So Jalen Waddle, and this is going to be my official bet, is Jalen Waddle over 5.5 receptions plus 130 at Tipico. I would just recommend putting a half unit on this one. So for me, that's about $50. So with a profit margin of 4%, that's an additional $2. So I've made roughly $17 on my 3 bets so far. No vig odds, price this at +121. We get it at +130. So that gap, that is where your positive expected value comes from. And then again, look at all the other books. Pinnacle, +114. Bet Rivers and DraftKings have it at roughly plus money, or +100 even. +102 for Bet Rivers, +100 for DraftKings. And then we have like Betfred also has it at +100. PointsBet +105. Caesars kind of closer to the Pinnacle line at +112. And then we have 2 books that are closer, a little bit closer to the Tipico line, Bet365 and FanDuel. And then his under is also a good play, but only for a 5-pick leg, 5-pick selection on prize picks as well, because it's all about the odds, right? We're not betting on, we are betting on a play, but the most important thing are the odds of that play. Any bet is worth taking at certain odds. Like this play here, the over, it only has a win percentage of about 45%, 45.23 to be exact, according to the OddsJam perfect line at +121. But we're betting it at +130. So we only needed to hit 43.48% of the time in order to break even. I get a lot of questions from people about why are we betting plus money plays if the most likely scenario is that it's not going to hit. And my answer to that question is always, the goal of sports betting is not to maximize the number of bets that you win. It's not to have the highest win percentage. If you wanted to do that, then you should bet on plays that are like -400 and above. You're going to win 80% of your bets or more, but you'll need to win 80% in order to even break even, which is very, very difficult. Winning 80% of your bets in sports betting is very difficult. But if you're betting at something at +130, you only need to win less than 45% of the time and you will make money. So over the course of time, betting on plus money opportunities such as this, yeah, you're not going to win the majority of your bets, but you don't need to. You could lose 52, 56% of your bets and still be profitable. So that's why I like betting on these plus money plays, or I should say why I don't avoid them. I'll bet on something for -120, -150 if it's a positive EV play, because the math is the most important thing. So the +130 odds is a really good price on him going over 5.5 receptions. So this is going to be my third player prop for today, $50 on this one, just a half unit here. And the last 2 that I'm going to lock in here, 2 reception totals as well. Nico Collins over 3.5 receptions, wide receiver for the Texans. Really good price here. The OddsJam perfect line prices this at about +117, +118 if you want to round up. +125 on PointsBet. Profit margin of 3.4%. But look at all the other books and where they price this, right? +125 on PointsBet. The closest book is Pinnacle at +115. Every other book has it for even money or even better. -105 at Tipico, -108 at Caesars, -102 at FanDuel, +100 at DraftKings. Really good at player props. So This is another really good price. I'd recommend putting a half unit on this one as well, $50. So I'd made about $1.60, $1.65, $1.70 on this one. So add that up, we're getting just below $20 on all of these player props. So Nico Collins over 3.5 receptions plus 125 at PointsBet. And then my fifth and final player prop for the 1 p.m. slate, Brandon Cooks under 4.5 receptions. So kind of makes sense. We're taking an over for Nico Collins. So we're fading Brandon Cooks. He's had just a season from hell. He missed a couple games because he wanted to get traded after the trade deadline when they didn't trade him. Just been a terrible year for Brandon Cooks. But most importantly, really good price on this one. Pinnacle plus 138. DraftKings plus 125. Minus 138. DraftKings minus 125. PointsBet or FanDuel minus 130. PointsBet minus 120. All favoring the under as the more likely outcome. And then Caesars is giving it to us close to even money at about minus 104. So at minus 104 odds, we need to win about just below 51% of our bets in order to be profitable. So this is going to be my last player prop for today. Lots of player props for you guys to lock in for the 1 p.m. slate. So make sure that you get these in. And if you do, good luck and let me know if you are tailing. But that's it. So appreciate you guys watching and have a good one.